Let's do this, bitch.
Welcome to the 4th episode of the Sketchbook Heroes. Today we battle nothing, but we talk about how to get started.
Getting started!
What?
Sorry. I drank an energy drink.
Yeah, Robin's apparently caffeine sensitive.
There was no caffeine. So yeah.
Yeah, and with those words, Sketchbook Heroes, go! Tape sound. Artists of the world unite!
Oh, step out of your sock drawer.
And into the danger bone.
Ride the bone train.
Bone train! Ghostbusters!
Artists of the world unite. Step out of your comfort zone into the danger zone.
They loved 80s cartoons, even with beards and tattoos. You know they haven't changed at all. Filling sketchbooks every night, getting better with each line. Sketchbook heroes, imagination burning. Sketchbook heroes, sketchbook heroes pick up the sketchbook heroes. They all seem to have a neat line. Sketchbook heroes.
Are you ready?
Never.
This is me, Ilias, and
Also me, Robert.
maybe we should do that so people sort of get a reference to our voices.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah.
Like, I'm the quiet guy and he's the loud guy.
I am the voice of the Sketchbook Heroes.
And I am the voice of the Sketchbook Heroes.
And we sound exactly the same.
Almost. Well, I think I'm pitched a little bit higher. Like, at least in my head, or when I listen to it, I am pitched higher.
Okay.
Yeah,
This is how you
doesn't matter.
differentiate us. If you're confused at any point, the one who giggles is Robert. When he's like, that's always Robert.
So I'm not going to laugh anymore now. We're done. We're done with that.
We've gotten some feedback from you, and most of you thought that we sort of derailed a bit too much from the art, and that we also, what the fuck was I going to say? That you wanted us to sort of like, every time we talk about something, sort of tie it into art.
Art. Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess we'll do that.
But if you've listened to our second episode, everything is art.
Yes,
So-
everything is art. Yeah. Today was squat day, and now it's very tiring to do any
That's
sort-
funny, because I didn't do squat today.
Ah, you see, we both worked out.
Yeah, I think that's my one and only joke.
So, yeah. For everyone who, all 15 of you to 30 people, it said 60 people actually at some point, like when we ended the live stream. Like
Yeah.
in total, 60 people joined in out of my 10,000. I'm not disappointed. No, I'm just kidding. Actually, everyone who joined in the live stream on Instagram just before this episode, thank you. That was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, that was great.
It's super fun. And I've sort of been doing live streams this past weekend. I've done 3 in total, I think. And then you guys sort of like, oh, do this, do that. And I added it. You know, like everything from jelly unicorns to baby curl, you know?
The
Yeah,
I don't know why.
Baby curl.
Yeah, I was gonna say something dirty.
And he had a mustache, and he had like a low pan mustache underneath there, and then he had like sideburns. He was like sort of bald with a mohawk, with a ponytail, like the Steven Seagal thing. It was fucking amazing. And I think he even has like an emoji poop on his head. So everyone who joined the first live stream, like super awesome. I had tons of fun. I'm hoping you had fun. And then the second one also like totally derailed. I'll post them on sketchbookheroes.com.
Yeah.
Oh my god, my voice. Yeah.
Yeah, or just go into his Instagram.
Yeah, or my Instagram at Ilias Patlis dot to nothing.
Dot nothing. Yeah,
Dot nothing, just Ilias Patlis.
at the Patlis. Yeah, and
And
if
you
you want to
can-
check out my stuff, it's at Rob Ekblom or Robert Ekblom Art or Huckleberry Rob if you want to see my tattoos.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Sure thing.
because gotta have two accounts.
And one more thing before you
talk. I will not talk.
No, just to conclude the sort of live
live
stream
stream.
thing. Yeah. And regarding the live stream, me and Robert, so you guys can like sort of get to know us better, like we did just
Prior to this episode.
yeah, prior to this episode.
Or prior to recording this episode. Because
Yeah,
this
yeah,
episode comes
exactly.
out on Thursday and
Yeah, exactly.
I'm going to shut up now.
No, but that was cool. Thank you for that, because
I am
I
super
was
cool.
fucking, my brain just like,
You were fucking? That's great.
yes.
Congrats.
Exactly.
I miss my girlfriend
no.
so much.
So, yeah. So we're gonna, and this is why this podcast is explicit. So we're gonna sort of do a live stream for you guys. Robert will do one on his own, but we'll also do one where we sort of like answer questions live. So with that, what's up, Robert?
What's up, man? Yeah, today was horrible. Today was really fucking horrible.
That's really interesting. Can you tie it into art?
Yes, I can. This is going to be a long, derailed motherfucking story. So to all you guys or girls trashing us,
That work as washing machine repairman, listen up, y'all. This shit is gonna get down.
yeah. No, I mean, it's going to be a short story. So maybe over a week ago, my washing machine broke. So out of nowhere, it just started spewing out water all over the fucking place. So obviously, I asked my landlord to get me a new one. Awesome. Took a couple of days, and I got a new washing machine and dryer. It was fantastic. I managed to do one wash, and then that fucker broke. So I had to get the landlord people up, check it out. No, they couldn't do anything. So now I had to fucking get the guys from the place who made or sold the washing machine to come home to my place and look at it. And, oh, no, he can't do anything with it either. So he just fucked it up even more. And I had to take the day off to, you know, just fucking... Man. So, he was doing stuff with his phone. I got dizzy in the head.
I just recorded him on Instagram stories.
Yeah, so thanks. But yeah, anyway, so I had to take this morning off of work just because this guy had to come and tell me what I already knew, that I needed a new fucking washing machine. But to tie it all into art, what I did during this morning, just waiting for the guy, also he was only 3 hours late, I managed to draw today's tattoo, which was really good. Because I today, I don't know if you guys follow me at Huckleberry Rob, you would see the latest piece I did, which was a Donnie Darko tribute piece. But I'd already planned it out beforehand, but because I had more time this morning, I burp and then I drew a new one because I wanted to. And the client actually chose the new one, so that was good. It was really fun to do. So that tied it all into art. But to sum it all up, fuck you, fucking fuck washing machine people. Sorry. Yeah, that's all I had to say about that. Funny story.
Yes, the people that live in the machines.
But it was
You
really
gotta
weird. Like, seriously, because he went there, he opened up the machine and tried to fix it. Couldn't. When he left, the machine was working, or like it was on, but it was turned off. Mm-hmm. So the machine was doing something.
Tell him, Jerry.
So I turned on the machine, it stopped, and then it started doing it again. I turned it off, it stopped, and then it started working again. So I had to unplug the, what do you call it, the electrical circuits.
Mm-hmm.
Because now it's even more fucked. Sorry for all the fucks, people.
Robert
Seriously.
just got fucked today.
Yeah, no, but seriously.
In the wrong way.
Man. Yeah. Plus, I haven't had a girlfriend at home for over a month now, so I'm getting a bit testy, pun intended. Yeah. Sorry about the negativity. I am actually feeling pretty good now. Like,
Yeah.
this is the high point of my day. Also, doing the tattoo was really fun. But yeah, being here doing this, I love this.
The thing is, yeah, the podcast is like a Monday thing, you know. It's
Yeah.
super fun to record, and we really appreciate all of you that tune in, that have been sharing it.
Yeah, thank you guys so much.
Thank you so much. And the people that have actually left reviews on iTunes.
We love you.
Yes, thank you.
So break time.
Break time, and then we come back with the main topic of the day.
I was waiting,
Yes.
man.
Yeah, it all depends on what is your ambition, I say. Mm-hmm. Like, and it doesn't have to be like all that fucking serious. Like, if you just want to draw because it's fun, and you have no ambition to sort of, you just want to pick it up again. Like, let's say you drew a lot in high school or whatever sort of school you ever went to.
Samantha, we're talking to you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you sort of want to pick it up. Where the fuck do you start, right?
Yeah.
I would say like simplest way to sort of get started. I've never had like any big breaks in my drawing.
No, neither
I think
have
we mentioned that in the last episode. Once you fucking start, never.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Yeah, like with the training.
Yeah, like never stop.
And I just want to jump in and say that this episode has been the most requested out of all of you.
Yeah.
Just so we get that out. Sorry, I'm not name dropping or doing anything like that right now, but yes, this has been the topic that most of you want to hear.
Yeah.
So, sorry. Just wanted to
Because
say that.
a lot of you, like I know some of you work with me, and you're not trying to get into the business, but I know that a lot of people don't actually draw when they come home.
I know, it's super weird.
It's super weird.
It was the same when I was at
Yeah.
Lego.
Yeah.
Everybody kept asking me, how do you like find the energy to sit down and draw every day? Like, because obviously you work with drawing all day.
Yeah. But it's different,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
You draw for yourself. That is
Exactly.
like,
Yeah. I mean, for me, it was, I had so much inspiration when I came home. Like,
Yeah.
because you work all day, and we've talked about this before, like with the art block, that when it's work, it's just work. You draw,
it's
you
just work.
produce,
Yeah,
and
you're
you do.
you're a fucking machine. Yeah.
Yeah, so you don't really think. But what I do when I do stuff like that is like the other half of my brain that's not working with the stuff is coming up with new things that I want to do. So when I come home, like that whole side is refueled and just ready to go. So I need to like let it out, fucking create stuff. Also, for me at least, it's like almost like meditation. You know,
Yeah.
I needed to clear my head. I need to, sort of get it out.
Yeah, well, I can
Instead of murdering
I
people.
yeah, exactly. No, but I can totally relate on the sort of meditation that it sort of gives you, like that peace of mind where you can sort of pour everything that has been stressful. It's like playing computer games, sort of. Like nothing gets me that immersed as a drawing, like except video games.
Yeah, no, same here. And as one of the people asked, sorry, I can't remember who it was, but with the music stuff, like that
On the
helps
live
me a lot too.
Music.
Music and audiobooks, you know, it just takes everything away from where I am. Like it's almost like all of a sudden I'm in this black bubble just with paper and pens in front of me, or the computer, or whatever I'm drawing with.
And that also ties back to like people on the train talking to you. Like you're so immersed, you know, like I know we sounded like assholes a bit when we talked about the train stuff, that now that I've actually listened to it, and I'm like, that's not how I meant it to come off.
Yeah.
But yeah, you get so damn immersed though that it's insane how fucking lost you are.
Yeah.
Like mentally, and people are talking to you, you're like, blah, 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 blah. You know, like,
Yeah.
you're not even on the same planet.
Yeah, like I said, with the hello instead of thank you.
Yeah.
That's my brain just like, no, not ready for interaction. Sorry, people.
To tie back though to what you said about like drawing outside of work, like when I get to work, I have a 40-minute commute, you know, like I sit on a train every day. And it's just like 40 minutes of drawing time. And sometimes I start something there that I'm like, motherfucker, this is awesome.
Yeah, you're really onto something, right?
Yeah. And it might not happen until I'm like 10 minutes left of that trip, you know, that pressure sort of like makes me draw faster. It's like when you guys have me on the live stream, I draw way faster than I do like any other time because you guys are giving me stuff.
Right.
So when I'm stressed, I draw faster, and usually it becomes better.
Yeah.
And
that ties well in with the music that I mentioned in the live stream.
Exactly. Music
I
also
I need
helps.
fast music to create fast.
yeah, you try to like keep up the tempo.
Yeah.
But anything I create on those like train trips, usually like when I get to work, I just want to do more of that. So what I do at work, like I manage a lot right now, so I don't get to draw as much as I did before. And it's a challenge that I sort of like accepted at work. I don't really mind it. But when I get home, you know, when I get to sit on that train, I don't want to meet anyone I know.
No.
I just want to sit there and I just want to like bring up my computer, my sketchbook, whatever I have. And I just want to like I have my headphones on, you know, like I listen to my, the weekly recommendation playlist on Spotify, you know, which sort of like does like an algorithm of the music you've been listening to for the past blah, blah, blah. And then it gives you every week a new playlist.
iTunes does the same. Because I use iTunes.
Okay.
Because everybody kept nagging me about Spotify, and I was like, no.
Okay.
Hipster, had to.
No, but it's cool. I've tried both. I prefer Spotify at this moment because it's the interface is better.
It's Swedish.
And also Swedish. Yeah, support. Woohoo!
Yeah. Racist.
What?
I don't know.
But yeah. that's where I get my energy. Drawing for myself is not mainly doing art for you guys. It's like a lot to do with sort of bringing all that stress into, you know, like one focus point, like sort of dealing with reality or escaping it for a while.
And I've been thinking about this for a while, actually. And I know, well, for a fact, there are people who do not think the same way we do. But
Definitely.
I think we've reached this point because we have been doing it nonstop since we began.
Mm-hmm.
Like when we were 5, 6, you know.
Yeah.
Always drawing. So just, I think it's different for us. But
Always drawing. That's like the slogan for the Microsoft thing I did, like at the end, like always drawing.
yeah, there you go.
And that was intentional, Robert. Good job,
there you
buddy.
go.
Good
Yes.
job.
See, Microsoft, you need to hire me.
Copy.
But yeah, no, so just, I don't know, so sort of rewinding and going back to how to begin.
Yeah.
Where do we, like, because obviously, I think everybody listening to this podcast have probably drawn at some point in their lives. I think most of you, according to the research or whatever you want to call it, the poll of what you wanted to hear, you guys want to get back into drawing again.
Yeah,
How
exactly.
do you do that?
And also, one thing about the people that listen, I find out this week, we have a couple of listeners that don't do art at all.
Really?
But they like the ideas that we sort of share, like on how you sort of deal with like art blocks or stuff. But they actually sort of thought that it was helpful in other ways. So thank you for
Really?
reaching out.
Wow.
That is super fun to hear because we don't know unless you tell us.
Exactly.
So if you find something good or bad about the podcast, please share on sketchbookheroes.com or reach out to Robert or me, you know.
Yeah, Twitter or Instagram.
Twitter or Instagram, yeah. Because there's a big fucking crane behind you.
What?
Just like this. What the fuck? I was like, Transformers!
Something is coming up.
Yep. So yeah, but to tie back into that thing for the third time, to get started, all you need is some kind of drawing tool.
Yeah.
You know, like it doesn't matter what kind of pencil, it doesn't matter what kind of lead that pencil has. It doesn't matter. Nothing really matters.
Yeah,
like
so
except,
stop asking.
So stop asking now. But yeah, but that's one other questions you get a lot.
Oh, yeah.
And it really doesn't matter. At this stage where you haven't drawn, the pencil is not going to make a difference.
No.
You'll get a preference.
Yep.
You're either going to like the really black soft leads or you're going to like the, you know, the hard leads. No matter like what your preference is.
Yeah.
Forget all that. Right now, you just need a ballpoint pen. You need one pen. Like, the one you have at hand is the best pen. And that is always going to be number one.
Yeah.
What you have at hand, at that moment, you want to draw, that'll be the perfect tool.
Yep.
And then you have to ask yourself, like, why do I want to draw? What is the main reason for wanting to pick up drawing? And it doesn't have to be super ambitious. Some of you will be at the ambitious level where you sort of like, I just fucking realized I should be doing art. I have some sort of talent, like something from the beginning, you know. Like I don't believe in pure talent. I believe in hard work.
Yeah.
And that sort of gets misinterpreted into talent.
Yeah,
Nobody sees all those hours you put in.
exactly.
They just think that you're like really good from the get-go. So let's never use that word again. But you have an inclination like to do better than most,
Yeah.
like from the get-go. You have a better understanding of the 3D shapes that you can interpret into your world, whether it's like in 2D or 3D, you know, like more realistic stuff. So I would say figure out what you love and why you want to draw, and then start there.
Yeah.
If you have the ambition to go like further with it, then you should start with the basics. We'll cover that in just a bit. But if it's just like, I just want to like color and have fun, do that. Like if you just want to color in, there's tons of friggin' color books out there. Some
Really
are
good
like
ones.
really good ones. I bought one at the science fiction bookshop in Gamla Stan
Really?
here in Sweden. Yeah.
Yeah. One of the Star
And-
Wars ones?
No, I actually bought like no, but I bought like it's like sort of manga, but it's more like illustration. It's done with pencil,
Okay.
and it's like little girls on big like sort of cutesy monsters, but they're monsters, and they're very like psychedelic and everything. And I gave it to my daughter. It cost like 160 crowns, which is like $16
Yeah.
roughly, and dude, she loves that friggin' book.
Nice.
It's like the pages are thick and nice, and the illustrations are fucking out there. And she loved Nightmare Before Christmas. My daughter is 6,
Good girl.
and oh shit, I'm sounding really husky now. Yeah, it's my voice disappearing.
Yeah, I can feel mine too,
Yeah,
actually.
yeah.
What the hell did we do?
I don't know, man. We've been screaming.
Yeah.
But you know, I got her this book, and she loves coloring these in, you know. And I always buy her, like, if I find a set of pens that I sort of like, oh, these would be pretty cool. I bought her the Pilot ones that come in like, I don't remember what they're called, but it's you can erase them, and they come in like a pack of 12 with like different colors. There's some sort of like their Friction series, you know. And this is not a sponsored thing. This is just actually me buying this.
Yeah, we do have to pay for our stuff.
Yeah. And I love buying art supplies.
Yeah.
I even have like a 500 crown, you know, like gift card for pen store.
You do?
Yeah, it's in my sketchbook actually.
Nice.
I was like, where did I put it? And I'm like, oh, of course I put it here.
Of course.
But yeah, back to the pens though. They're like erasable, like fiber pens, you know,
Yeah.
like the one I showed you downstairs that I use for notes,
Yeah.
pretty much, but like a fiber tipped one that you can erase.
It's like a ballpoint pen almost.
It's
but...
not even, it's a fiber tip.
So-
You know, like it's a like one of those. Like,
Oh, yeah.
and dude, like when we go somewhere, we just bring that 12 pack with us. And she can draw, like I've given her one of my moleskin that you gave me, like the small one that I started. Because every time we went out, I usually have that in my back pocket. So we just drew in it, both of us.
Oh, okay.
And now it's become more hers, and I have to use another one. But she paints with those pens, man, and it's beautiful. And she does it in that color book as well. I can post some pictures of that coloring book as
Do
well.
it. I want to see it.
Yeah, I'll post some paintings that my daughter did. She's 6. Expect a lot of talent.
She's your daughter.
Yeah, they're gonna be like, womp, 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 womp.
No pressure.
And also I have a penis on my palm.
Yes, you
From
do.
the live stream. I just turned my palm and I'm like, whoa.
It could have been a rocket.
It could have been a rocket, but it's not. A crotch rocket, maybe.
Crotch
but
rocket.
yeah.
But
But,
Nice.
yeah.
But yeah.
So if you're that type of artist, there's nothing wrong with it. If it brings you joy, then color those books until you fucking bleed, you know, like, because there's nothing wrong. That is also art in a way, you know.
Yeah.
Some people have made it like their life calling, sort of coloring books, and they do it so friggin' well. Mm-hmm. And that's all they want to do. They don't draw anything that is their own. They just want to color.
Yeah.
It brings, like, it's a sort of like meditation that we talked about.
And you can actually work with stuff like this too.
And definitely.
Comic books. You
I-
need colorists, you know?
And also I love the fact that you sort of like, this is something you can now work with this. You can make fucking coloring books. And I know that people have been self-publishing coloring books, at least in the States, that I've seen like shared, oh, I made this coloring book. And it's, instead of having these, like, they're not all good, you know, like some of them are crap. But some of them are like, for me, boring, because they're just like a bird on a rock, you know, like, that's not very fun. But there is some of them that, you know, like people have self-published that have like the manga book that I bought my daughter. I'm not a big fan of manga books per se, but that thing is just fucking so psychedelic and out there with the monsters and everything that it gets very interesting. So I think that is another way to go.
Yeah. There is no limit.
No. So if you really enjoy drawing, just like grab the first thing that you have and just draw. And that is for the artists that don't have the ambition to become, you know, like, I'm not
to
saying
make a career or whatever.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like you don't care about drawing people or that you're like you want to draw hands or, you know, like vehicles, whatever. That's not your ambition. You just want to draw because it's fun. That is a way to go.
Yeah.
And otherwise, just get papers, you know, just like doodle and just have fun with it. Don't put so much pressure on yourself or expectation. Just fucking draw. You haven't drawn maybe forever or never, you know, and just do it because it's fun.
Yeah.
But if you want to develop, though, now that's a different story.
Yeah, that's a different thing.
And I'm not talking about any sort of like major advancement here.
No.
I'm talking about like you like to draw as a hobby still, but you want to sort of get good, you know, because we're all motivated by progress. So do stuff that you can measure. So I would say
the basics.
Yeah.
So what are the basics?
What are the basics, Robert?
What are the basics?
Talk us through it.
Well, I would say perspective, pretty
That is
important.
one. Yes.
But I wouldn't say perspective is number one.
No, I wouldn't say that either. But it depends on what you want to draw.
Yeah,
If
exactly.
scenery is your thing, or like cars, or something like vehicular,
Or if you're gonna draw anything that is actually sort of 3D.
yeah, in a 3D space, like objects. If you want to draw objects,
Yeah,
or
then
design stuff.
You need to know your perspective. Like,
Yeah.
just basic perspective is fine. And
Yeah, to start with, you shouldn't overwhelm
2 point,
yourself. Yeah,
easy.
1 point,
or
2
1
point. Yeah, I would say 1 point, 3 point. I was gonna say.
Yeah, 3
But
point.
No,
yeah.
that comes later. But I would say 1 point and 2 point, just to get like started, and then add the third point as well
Yeah.
when you feel comfortable with the two first.
Yes. And then basic anatomy.
Yes, and same here. Like, depends on the level and sort of skill and what you want to become.
Yeah.
So at this point, you just draw, you know, like from life. But like take drawing courses if you want to. There's tons out there for grown-ups or, you know, semi-grown-ups or whatever the hell you are.
Yeah.
But learn some basic anatomy. We're not going to deep dive into some sort of anatomy, you know, like, oh, this is how you do it. And but I will share sort of a collected site at the on the sketchbookheroes.com page. I will sort of like give you some links to some places that have this stuff sort of, you know, like collected in one place, so you don't have to look all over the internets, like how to draw a hand, how to draw a toe, you know, like at this web page. I'll just give you 2 links to keep it simple. Pages that I think are useful depending on what you want to do.
Yeah. And
yeah, more basics though.
Yeah.
We're not done.
sorry. I was going into like, and then you do the boxes.
Yeah.
and
No,
do all these
we don't
things
have to.
and
Yeah, because we have tons of like.
Yeah. My brain just started going, rambling.
Oh, but that's cool, man. That's cool. And then we have composition.
Yes.
And
this is also, it's a little bit more advanced. This
it is
when you
advanced, but I think it's good to sort of like we talked last time about learning, you know, Photoshop and traditional stuff. You sort of learn them a bit hand in hand.
Yeah.
You don't have to like deep dive into the composition thing.
No.
But if you can have a compelling composition, your pictures are gonna have a better read.
Yes. And I think that's a really good key word to bring with you. Read.
Yeah.
Like, how do you read a page and all of this stuff? And this, like, we're not going to deep dive into that either, but it's good to keep that in the back of your head.
Yeah.
How do you read your image?
But what would we say to people that haven't really drawn what composition is if they don't understand? It's objects and the relation they have to each other. Like how they're perceived, you know,
Yeah.
on a page or anywhere actually. Like
And that's where you start talking about foreground and background and all of this stuff.
Exactly, and then like focal points and like first, secondary, and third. You know, like
Yeah.
there's so much to dive into, and I don't want to confuse you.
No.
So we'll just leave composition like it is, because it is like that's maybe not the first thing you're gonna think about when you want to start art, but it is there to sort of touch upon.
Yeah. And I think most people, like, if you have an interest in drawing, I think you have basic composition in your head.
You do,
don't you?
exactly.
You just need to learn how to bring it out.
Yeah.
Good, you know. And it takes time and takes practice. So don't stress it. If you think your stuff looks like shit, well, welcome to the fucking universe. That's what every artist's stuff looks like. Like, we all hate our stuff. But the thing is, there's probably some person that loves what you're doing, even if
from somewhere.
you just started drawing today. Some person's gonna be like, "Wow, that looks really cool."
Sebastian,
So just remember that one
Erase it.
person.
Exactly.
Never give up. Never ever give up.
Never give up. Yeah, you shouldn't, like, when you're just getting started, don't put pressure. Like, don't go to ArtStation
Riga.
and then
The
get
thing,
overwhelmed.
The thing, the place.
Yeah,
Because
don't
when you
ever.
no, but I mean, like, when you see the ArtStation
crap.
like homepage, like the first page that you see like
it's the other one.
so many
I don't remember. No,
awesome
It's
professional
not as
and
dumb.
non-professional artists, but
Who
they're
cares,
all
okay?
fucking, you know, amazeballs.
That's why they're on the front page.
Yeah, okay. Let's say there's 500 images on that page.
Sebastian,
Remember
erase.
that is 500 artists or
Erase
less
everything we said. Every country
out
ever.
of the whole friggin' world.
Yeah.
Okay,
Exactly.
so you're not alone. You have more in common with the people that might not be on that wall, and there's nothing wrong with being at the start. Like, they also were at the start at some point,
Of course. Everybody is.
and they just decided to step up their fucking game.
Yeah.
And they didn't just become good overnight, you know. Like, they sat in a dark room, and they drew a lot.
After
Yeah,
hour after hour. Yeah.
and you have to remember that. And you can also do that if you want, like, depending on what you want. But we're still talking beginning level.
yeah.
So to move on, once you have that composition thing, or like sort of read up on it a bit,
When you understand it.
when you understand it, you know, like the basics of it, then you move on. Like, we have color theory. A lot of artists sort of have a feel for color.
I am not one of these artists.
Yes, apparently Robert has been struggling with this one. But I think, like, before I started digitally, I was not touching color. You know, when I did, I used like, oh, red accent color, bruh. You know, like, that
Yeah.
was it.
Yeah.
And then I went digital, and I could sort of try everything out. And the sort of the failures that I faced were fixable, or I could paint over them, I could erase them, and I could like try stuff until this looks good with this. And then I actually read some color theory just to, like, you know, understand what the fuck I was doing.
Yeah, this is something we haven't touched upon. But,
Yes.
Yeah, like, because we're talking about all of these basics and we're talking about all of this stuff that's going to help you improve.
Yes, but it also might scare you a bit.
Yeah. And for us, or for me at least,
No, but I think you can speak for both of us here.
yeah, like,
Like-
we did not know this stuff.
Yes, we did not. Like, I started a few years ago, like, prior to getting a fucking job.
Yeah. And I took an education, and that's where I learned it.
Yeah,
But
I didn't
not even
Yeah, I
really.
didn't even do that. And I personally was too cool. Like, when I went to art class, like, you know, that's part of your, like, high school and whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah.
I chose all the art classes that they had. And when they asked me to do something, I was like, no, I only draw comics, bro. I don't draw, like, figures, or I don't paint Renaissance statues. That's boring.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, I was a moron. Like,
Still
when they
got
were-
good grades, though.
Yeah, I always got, like, full grade.
Never did the assignments.
I never did the assignment. I
What
was
was her
just too
name?
cool.
Ingela?
Ingela, yeah.
Yeah.
Ingela, la 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 la. Ingela, la 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 la.
She had weed
Yeah.
on her balcony.
Yes, she did.
Yeah, weed plants. She said she thought they looked pretty. We all know, Ingela. We all know.
We all know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just like, I was a moron. My mom even offered like, you want to go to art, like, you know, like those like art classes that you can do like after school or something, you know, like anything. And I was like, no, I don't want to draw a fucking pot, a flower, you know, or you know, like
I'm too good for those classes.
yeah, like I didn't want
Yeah.
to do anything. And I even got accepted to a couple of schools, you know, like the one you went to at the, is it a high school? That one?
Yeah. Well, I think
equivalent, yeah.
upper secondary.
Upper secondary, whatever.
But high school.
Yeah, but I got into that
Later
one and
years.
another one, and I didn't show up, and I still got in on my the pictures that I sent in, and I still didn't go to Södra Latin.
Oh, you
that week.
fucker. That's actually
Yeah.
a really good school.
And that's what I'm talking about. Don't be a moron,
Yeah.
like early on, like I was, because now I have to fucking catch up on all these things. And
Yeah.
we talked about this last time when I showed Nathan Fowkes. Like a couple of years ago, I met Nathan Fowkes. We all got together, a couple of people, and sort of flew him into Sweden and had him sort of like hold a workshop for us. So we all paid like 3,000 or 2,500 each. And we got him in like 20 people or 30 people.
Nice.
Even people from Finland flew in and paid
Oh,
for
shit.
everything. Yeah.
Really?
And
It's $200, not
and
2,000 bucks. Sorry.
yeah, exactly, 200. It's like 2,500 Swedish crowns.
Ah.
And you know, I showed him a piece, and he's like, "Where's the light coming from in this Zelda piece?" I'm like, "Mother,
Just moonwalk away, man.
yeah, exactly." No, but and that's why I'm saying like, you like spend some time while you're young doing that stuff.
Yeah,
Because it's gonna help you a lot. Don't do our mistakes.
exactly. Don't do our mistakes.
Yeah.
For real.
Because it's worse being in the business and fucking trying to catch up.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like you jump, you fall out of the plane running, you know. So,
Yeah.
like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Because it's like parachuting once you're in.
Yeah. I feel like it's running backwards on a treadmill.
yeah.
You have no idea what's happening.
Yeah. No, but that is pretty much a very good analogy for it because it is fucking. They're like, yeah, you can do this, right? You can do some color comps. And you're like,
Yeah, of course.
yes, color comps. Yeah, bruh, color
You're
theory.
paying me,
I'm
right?
just
Yeah,
like,
so I have to.
Google. How do you Google this?
Exactly.
No, but don't be a fool.
Yeah.
Like, it's so worth the investment. I'm not saying you have to be like a classic art student.
Unless
know, like,
you want to.
unless you want to. Yeah, there's nothing wrong. I just mean like do it the way that works for you.
Yeah.
Like take the classes, take online classes. Like Schoolism offers like awesome subscriptions nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
That I paid for on the Kickstarter campaign that they had, and then my work offered it for me anyway.
Sweet.
So I have a subscription that I haven't activated, and
Nice.
and work is paying for it. So
Also,
but-
Skillshare.
I haven't heard of that one, but
No.
that's the one you told me about. Yeah.
And it's the same thing. You pay a small price, and then you can take like all of these awesome courses from professional artists, whatever you want.
Yeah, and also remember that all good artists, this is like a tip I'm going to give to you. Just because they're a good artist doesn't mean they're a good teacher. So try to keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Like some artists are like so good, and I've seen a lot of them live, and I still respect them. They're very good artists, but teaching, some
all
just
different.
can't do it.
Yeah.
And I totally understand it because it isn't as easy. Like when I do the live streams, then I start realizing what the fuck I'm doing and why I'm doing it. Because you guys are like, oh, why did you do that? And I'm like, I don't know.
What did I do?
Yeah, exactly. And then I sort of start to, and some people just don't have that experience,
No.
and English might not be their first language, but
Yeah.
you know they speak some of it like we do. And sometimes we say shit that doesn't really make sense because this is not our first language.
Yeah. See, our brain has to process what comes out of our mouth.
I
a
call
little
that
bit longer.
instant translation. Like
Yeah.
while we talk, we sort of translate. We don't think in English.
Exactly. So sometimes we do sound a lot more stupid than we actually are, but
Yeah,
also sometimes
I
we
call
are.
that the Jackie Chan syndrome. You know, like Jackie Chan, when you hear him speak Chinese, he's a fucking professor. When you hear him speak English, you're like, what's happening? These are like two different people. And it's just because he has to look for the words. He's
Yeah.
translating
Yeah.
Like he has that instant translator that's not as fast as ours, but he sort of has to work for it. You know?
Yeah. It's horrible.
It is horrible, and sometimes we say shit, and I'm like instantly I know that doesn't make sense.
To recap the beginning portion, pretty much find out what you want to do. You know, me and Ilias, we've done everything. We've tried everything.
Yeah. And
Maybe not fine arts, but a little. We've dabbed.
we've dabbed in that as well, and it wasn't that good. That wasn't our calling.
No. So, I mean, that's the thing. We were like a fucking shotgun blast going everywhere. Kablam! Just
Yeah.
fucking shooting out into space, you know, not looking back at all. And, yeah.
But you see what shit sticks, you know?
Yeah,
like you throw
exactly.
shit at a wall and you see what sticks,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
that's what you are. And then,
I mean, yeah, and then we ended up here 30 years later.
yeah.
So, you could have saved a lot of time. And then the basics.
Yeah, so basics. I'm just going to ramble them out now. It's anatomy, it's perspective, composition, and color theory. You might want to flip those. I don't know. Depending on. It doesn't really matter.
No.
Like, that's some of them. We don't want to overwhelm you with too much information regarding that. But that is sort of like getting started.
Yeah.
And you can find, for anatomy, you can find, like, if you can't join, like, a live class or draw people on the street, you can always use, like, Pinterest, Google Images, you know, like, just find naked people somewhere.
Yeah.
Preferably, and draw them. You know, like some people will argue that, life drawing has to be drawn from life, and that is all well and dandy. But if you don't have like that as a choice, you can draw from pictures.
Yeah. I like actually your folder in Pinterest. Maybe, I don't know.
Oh shit, yeah, I can share that one. I have tons of reference.
Yeah, you have so much good stuff in there. Like,
yeah, I love Pinterest. Like I can get lost for hours.
I keep forgetting to go in because whenever I'm looking for something to draw, I go into Google and I Google 50 billion words trying to find something. When I could just go to your Pinterest and fucking snag one of your images.
I guess I can share that for anyone needing reference for like several different things. I have like people, I have cars, I have, but the cars are drawn. But it's inspirational. You can check it out if you like it. If it's if it holds any value to you. But doing all these exercises, by the way, remember, this might be the most important thing. Like drawing from reference and learning all these like basics that we've covered, also draw from your imagination.
Exactly.
So that you can actually use this information, because otherwise you'll be the person that can only draw from reference.
It's like reading a dictionary and then just closing the book. You know, not even repeating the words or learning what they say. You just read it and you're like, okay. And then that's it.
Yeah, so make sure to practice both.
Yeah.
Draw some from like photos or whatever you use as reference, and then draw some from imagination to see that something actually sticks.
Exactly. Very good.
Because that'll help your visual library will grow with the reference you use, but you also need to sort of practice to remember these things.
Yeah, you need to get it into your wrist.
Yeah, exactly.
I always say that, like, almost like saying it's in your back or in your spine, you know, programmed. You need to learn the movement of whatever you're going to draw.
Exactly.
Program it. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think we can leave it at that for now. Let's not overwhelm your brains with information.
No.
But that is like the first step. Like, just get started, have fun with it. Just make sure that you actually do it.
Yeah.
I guess that is key point.
Yeah.
And on this, that was the first part.
Yeah.
We'll continue. We'll have a little break. We'll have the cassette play. And then we'll have the next part.
Part 2.
Part 2. Yeah, cool. All right, diving into the second part of getting started. And it's not so much about getting started. It's about actually advancing.
Progressing.
And now we're going to bring you back to the first question we asked you. But for reals.
Yeah, for reals. Sorry.
Why are you drawing? What is the point of this? Like, why are you drawing, Garu? What is the purpose? Do you want to work with it, or is it just a serious hobby?
Yeah.
And if you want to work with it, like in the future, you really have to work for it.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what it comes down to. And we're just going to give a few quick tips because it's super hard to sort of keep everything in your mind. So we're going to sort of try to keep it. We're going to give some tips that sort of help you along, but we won't be able to give you like a perfect list of this is because everyone works differently.
Yeah.
Like grab the stuff that works for you, add some of your own shit and habits, and take it from there.
Yes.
So you want to draw for real? Then you should do this. No matter your personal preference of drawing, throw that shit out the window and just draw like the basics that we covered. Draw them for friggin' real.
Yeah.
Spend hours. Do life studies that take fucking weeks to complete. Do quicker ones that take less than weeks to complete. You know,
like your gesture stuff that
Exactly.
we mentioned in the previous episode. All of those, like you said, you draw maybe 50 poses and
yeah,
then
that's my warm up. Just
yeah.
doing like little quick doodles.
Yeah.
And I think one of the links that I'm going to share with you is going to sort of touch
Take you
on that
through.
as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Like what the sort of, I think it's Proco TV that talks about it. I'll share that.
Nice.
So here again, like you really need to put the time in, and you need to prioritize this as it is sort of like a job.
Yeah.
Like your friends like, hey bro, it's I see you're home doodling, bro. We should go out and have a thing, you know, whatever the fuck they want to do. Like play games, drink beers.
Yeah.
All that shit should be secondary.
Exactly.
Like playing video games is awesome and I love it, but it's not for you because you can do that later.
Yeah.
Take time. Set deadlines for yourself
Exactly.
and hold yourself accountable to these things. Those are like pretty much the things I'm going to talk about. Like set deadlines like for your like for the different tasks that you do. And bring up your iPhone calendar or whatever the fuck you use and set it like from 3 to 7 I'm just going to draw. Okay, so that is drawing time. Nothing can come in the way unless it's an emergency.
It's business hours.
It's business hours, exactly. This is work. You don't flunk out of work to go meet friends and drink beers.
No.
And I'm not kidding you, but the competition out there,
It's crazy.
it is the front page of ArtStation.
Yeah.
And this is when you need to think about that. And I'm not thinking of it as a crutch. Like, you want to get that good. You want to be the person that is on that front page.
That's your carrot. You need to go after that.
Those are the people that are really good. And then you look at the people that work at Disney. You look at the people that work, like, you need to sort of...
Yeah.
No. But you need to sort of, like, know your competition. Like, find your way. I want to work with animations. Then figure out what the fuck needs to be done for you to work in animation.
Take classes, study, watch tutorials,
yeah, exactly.
all of this
and
stuff.
this is where schoolism sort of comes in. Like if you can afford the subscriptions, they're pretty fairly cheap, I think, for what they offer with professional tutors. And like I said, we're not sponsored. I've taken a class there and I thought it was awesome. And I'm gonna take a few more once I have a bit more time.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah. But I've talked to a lot of them and they're awesome people.
Nice.
And a lot of them have really good classes. Like Color and Light with Nathan Fowkes is really good. I think Steven Silver had a really good one on characters and that I've gotten recommended. And you have, names are just like disappearing. But screw it. There are options out there.
Yes. Just Google.
Yeah,
Like,
so ask yourself, what do I want to do? Okay? What do I need to do to achieve this? And when do I want to achieve it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you need to set those things. Like, you need to be mentally prepared. Like, this is what I want to do. This is, like, my calling, my passion, my everything, you know, like... It's going to become a religion for you.
It's like a Lifehouse song.
No, but you know what I mean. Like, you need to take it seriously for people to take you seriously at some point.
Yes.
Because a lot of professionals, you know, they didn't just like send their portfolios and they got a job. That happened to like a handful. But most of us had to work to get where we are. I got my first job when I was 27, like a real art job, you know, where I could actually do what I do full time.
Yeah. I was
Here
28.
at King. Yeah, exactly. So it got pretty late for us.
Yeah.
Although we were doing shit in between that was like in the fields that we wanted to do as well.
Yeah. But again, like we said, we never did this the way we the way we're laying it out for you guys
Yeah.
now. If we had, then we would have been working here when we were 15.
Yeah. So set deadlines in your calendar. Have working hours that are art working hours where you improve on your craft. All the basics, they need to be there.
Yeah.
You don't have to be the best at color theory. You don't have to be the best at anatomy, like, you know, like the guy. But you can be fucking awesome anyway. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, you will never be the best. There will always be like the 17-year-old Asian kid.
Exactly.
Or like that little other 24-year-old in, you know, Nicaragua that is better than you. There will always be people.
Yeah.
Like, no matter where you come from or how good you are, there's always that person that could kick your ass.
Yes.
But what you can do that maybe they aren't doing is you can be unique in the thing that you do.
Yeah. And also the drive you have.
Yeah, exactly. You might be the guy that delivers on deadlines.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because then people or clients, they're going to come to you because you deliver.
That is always important. So practice your basics. Like, fucking schedule those like their religion.
Yeah.
Don't have your friends, your computer games, your mom talk you out of this.
No.
Uh,
But ask them for help with looking at your stuff. It's always good to have
definitely ask
outside eyes checking out what you're doing.
and also save everything you do, please.
Yes.
Because you can't measure if you're getting better unless you have something to measure against.
Exactly.
So save them all in a shame pile if you need to. You know, like I have tons of those sketchbooks that I wouldn't show people except people I know.
And that's the thing. That's one of the most important lesson I learned from taking proper education or whatever. I had a great teacher, Jan. What up, Janne?
From Eskilstuna.
Janne From. The millimeter man, we called him, because he was so on point with every line, everything. He could see if it was like a fraction of a millimeter wrong. He could see it straight away. Anyways, he always said, it's not the finished image that is what you're measured with. It's what's in the garbage bin next to your desk. That's what you're supposed to show your employer or client or whatever. Not the finished image, because that might have taken you an hour, but you have all those tens and thousands of hours in your garbage. That's what you need to remember, right? So it's not what you've done now, it's all the shit that you've done up until now that helps you evolve.
Yeah, and you need to put in the time pretty much. And you sort of have to not get discouraged along the way, because you will have pitfalls.
Yeah.
But try to sort of like, with everything that I do, I try to do, you know, like I try to never stop. Even if I'm doing badly, I never stop. For me, not drawing for a week is not stopping.
No.
That's just, sometimes you need that break.
Yeah.
But I always have like the next session sort of like planned, if you know what I mean. Like even when I don't draw per se, like I don't post on social media, I'm still drawing. I still doodle at some point. I keep that that
That's
I
never
keep
going to
it
go
alive.
away.
Yeah, exactly.
you know?
And with workouts, like I was sick for 4 months where this virus didn't want to let me go, like pre-Christmas now.
Yeah.
What happened when I got back? Like I went back to the gym. Like I've been fucking planning that thing for, you know, like those 4 months. I'm like, when I get back in January, probably, like I kept postponing it because I was sick all the time. But once I knew, like, okay, I'm not sick anymore. I've gotten the right meds this time. This crap has left my body. Boom, January 3rd or, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
Boom, I was at the gym working out. Sure, it wasn't as heavy as before. You sort of have to get into it again. But you start building up that what you've lost to get back onto the level that you were.
Yeah.
And then you keep climbing that sort of success, you know, like, or the improvement. And I think like if you treat every aspect of your life like that, like, okay, I can't draw this week because reasons.
Yeah.
You still plan ahead to the next time. If you lose a drawing session today, you replan it for tomorrow.
Yeah.
And you make it work. If you have to draw double time tomorrow to do both sessions that you have planned, like today's and tomorrow's, then you do that.
Do it.
You-
It's
you-
gonna be so self-satisfying.
It
or
is
gratifying. I
and you're
guess.
gonna get better.
Yeah.
Because you respect these routines. And then every time you sort of gotten into a routine, that's when you can add one more thing to that platter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you have the routine all set up. You have your basic routine. Because it has to be basic for you to sort of be able to follow it. Know yourself.
Yeah.
Like, does this work for me or does it not?
Yeah.
Once you get comfortable with that basic routine that you've sort of set up, then you add something more. And then you add nothing. You just add that one thing.
Yeah.
And then you keep pushing that. That becomes a routine.
Yeah.
So let's say you have 4 things as a routine now. After a while, those routines, like the differences sort of disappear. And it's only one big routine.
Yeah.
Then you add that one more thing. That's how I do with my training, my drawing. I make routines.
Yeah.
And then when I feel, and Photoshop shortcuts, that's also a routine thing. Like my workflow, actually, not my shortcuts. My workflow, how I work in Illustrator, Photoshop, that is also like I work with the way that I do comfortably. As soon as I feel that those have become like a seamless process, I might like, this needs improvement.
Yeah.
Then I do that one thing. That becomes part of the routine. That routine doesn't feel as daunting anymore. I add another thing that improves my workflow. And over time, like especially if you work as a professional, it speeds up your work. Like it's 15 seconds there, it's 10 seconds there, it's 40 friggin' seconds there. And over time, you sort of like, you can whip things out fast.
Yeah.
And
And it's
I
the
think-
same with everything.
Everything,
Tattooing as well.
Exactly.
Because it takes a long time to learn a new craft. People think that, oh, you can draw, then you're an awesome tattooer. It's not necessarily the point. Like, it's so different from drawing that it's crazy. So when I started as an apprentice, I was back at square one again.
Yeah.
Like, okay, now I need to learn how to draw a line.
Oh, yeah.
Now I need to learn how to fill in a blank space. Like all of this stuff, it's just so
And fading, that is like super simple in any other fucking
exactly.
medium.
You
Yeah.
just take your finger and smudge something. There you go. But tattooing, good luck, man. No, it's crazy.
And you can't go back on
No, exactly. There's no controlled set on a tattoo.
unless you make it, Robert.
So yeah, no. Many mornings I was like almost throwing up because I was so nervous doing this job, but just kept at it. Like. Again, like we talked about, routine. If I didn't have a customer, I tattoo myself. Or I bring in a friend. Whatever, practice all the time. Make it better. Become better. Now I feel like my lines are really good.
Yeah.
I still have so much more to learn, but I wanted to be the best at lines. And I'm pretty happy with my lines.
Yeah.
That's my voice going. Sorry. Yeah. No, but I wanted to sort of move away and further now, just a little bit with this, because one of the questions is, how do we keep being motivated and doing all this stuff? Because now we've talked about what to do all the time, but how do we, these geeky two bearded men, keep drawing? What drives us all the time? We're going to cover our thing, like our own story and how we became what we are and whatever later on. But I think one of the key things is that we've always had each other. And I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
we've
definitely,
touched on this before, but if it weren't for Ilias, then I would never ever have been or be where I am right now, because we've been like challenging each other all the time.
Yeah, it's been a bit of competition between us.
Friendly competition. I mean, we've
Very
always
friendly,
been
yeah.
best of friends,
And
but
always motivated each other and sort of
Exactly.
given honest feedback. Like,
Yes.
that hand looks fucking weird. That chick looks like a dude. Like stuff like that.
Your eyebrows are too bushy.
Yeah. No, but you know what I mean.
Yeah,
we
yeah,
used to
yeah,
like we mentioned Shampoo last time, I think. And what the hell did we do? Once we saw Shampoo, we rewatched it and we drew while we watched it.
Of course.
And it's about everything that we do. Like we used to, like me and Robert. Robert has a big like movie addiction, and with that addiction comes a lot of our favorite movies. So what we do is we'd hook up on weekends, just sit like in his room, watch our favorite like the classics that we loved, and we'd sort of like spitball ideas and like and draw. Like, and we would draw like well into the night. I'm not talking we watched a movie and drew and that was it. No. We just put on the next movie.
Yeah, we
and
watched
then the
like
next
10
movie,
movies.
or watched like 27 episodes of Samurai Champloo, like as many as we could.
Yeah.
And at like 5 in the morning, 6 in the morning.
Yeah, that's
like,
when
that's when
we passed out.
Yeah, that's when we passed out, and his dad came in, and we were like sleep in the chairs that we were drawing in. You know what I mean? Like we pushed ourselves to sort of, and I think the development that we actually made, like, let's say like newborn to 15 years old, or like actually closer to 20 years old, there wasn't that much development. Like there was the development that happens by drawing, of course, but once we sort of started focusing, and I started focusing pretty late, that's when like that
Something
span,
happened.
that development there, the intentional development is where it happened.
Oh yeah,
Like those first years,
they were
just like, this is how you develop if you draw a lot.
Yeah.
But once you decide to sort of, I want to be good at this. I still didn't want to work with it. Like I had no plans. Like it was like I wanted to be a kung fu master and ninja.
We both did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ninja Turtles.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Fuck, they fucked us up.
Turtle power.
Yeah, they fucked us up big time. Thank you,
Man.
Laird.
Oh man.
And
Yeah.
the Eastman dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kevin Eastman. Sorry.
But it came later, and we're nowhere the best artists out there.
No,
we're not
hell
even
no.
on the fucking first page of ArtStation.
No.
You know what I mean? But we're still good enough with the basics that we have to land a job.
Yeah.
So
That's the thing.
yeah,
Other stuff you can do. Just really pushing on.
yeah.
We mentioned the challenges before. I just
we?
Yeah, we touched upon the challenges that you did with Prakash.
Yeah, with the facial expressions and
yeah.
stuff like that.
That sort of thing is also something that helped improve us a lot.
Yeah,
But mainly, again, I would say to have people around you that are creative has been one of the things that's driven me all of this time. But doing our sketch sessions at a coffee shop,
yeah.
priceless, man.
Those coffee shop sessions were friggin'. But that's because we all wanted to improve.
Exactly. We were all there for the same reason.
Yeah.
We came there to become better,
And
but also hang out.
Yeah, of course, hang out and drink tons of coffee.
Mm.
But I mean, we all had sort of like, we were all like, I would say equally good in our fields, like we all had different preferences sort of,
Yeah.
but we all had this sort of drive.
Mm-hmm. But the cool thing was also like, I was looking at you or Prakash and I saw him doing his thing and I was like, oh, that's a cool way to do that. Fuck, I'll try that.
I was actually going to get to that. Yeah, that was the best thing. When we were drawing, like, we did poses where we just had to make up poses that we had studied prior.
Yeah.
And then someone said, like, oh, well, someone that's, like, pressing off the ground or, like, someone that kicks towards the camera, blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. And then you had 2 minutes or, like, 3 minutes, like, limited time. We had time limits on everything.
Yeah.
So we wouldn't overthink it.
Exactly.
But then you shared each other's, like, you could watch each other's stuff and we'd, like, drag them to the middle.
Yeah, and look at everything and just compare, I guess would be a proper word. Like, who is the best?
And but you could,
But yeah.
Yeah, those examples, like, oh shit, you did that. That was genius. Like,
Exactly.
that's such a good way of
Yes.
solving it. And then you had, like, you
Every
could
time.
keep that.
Every time. Like,
Yeah. It was always
so
something.
helpful.
Yeah.
So helpful. And And also doing the evolvement of those challenges, I thought was really funny. Like when we really started going bananas, and like each person had to say one thing, and you had to put that in an image, and you had like 5 or 10 minutes to do that. Just connecting back to the composition thing. Like how do you do a nice composition of like
it was like chair ghost rope.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, like what the
You're like,
fuck?
what? Yeah, exactly. How do I make this happen? How do I make this into an interesting piece? And in the short amount of time.
Yeah, we had like 10 minutes to sketch that out, and then we did like another 10 minutes
to
sort of
polish it.
Yeah, exactly. Refine it to something watchable.
But all these stuff, like, obviously, I think you guys can probably come up with even more fun challenges if you just sat down and did this. But I think key, at least for me, I can only speak for myself, but camaraderie or people that inspire you and are creative, like keep those people close and just
definitely
hang out.
Unless they're being assholes and like dragging you down, then you shouldn't hang with them.
More obvious.
No, but another thing, we live in the day and age of fucking internet. Find people that live close to you.
Yeah.
Meet up at coffee shops. I usually, when I go to a coffee shop and Robert or Prakash or anyone can't meet me, sometimes I just specify, like, I will be at Vasagatan on forums or, you know, like art places where I know that tons of artists that live in Sweden hang out.
I did that yesterday.
And some people show up. I met some people like that. And they just show up and they, like, you talk, you draw. I even invite people from work. They always say no. Because, like we touched on earlier, that they don't draw.
They don't want to draw.
Yeah, they don't want to draw after work.
Or maybe they do, but
yeah.
I think they're too afraid because we are so driven, and
it's not your fault.
You know, we are the sketchbook heroes.
Yes,
so
it's hard to
stop flexing.
Sexy, powerful beast.
Mighty and powerful gods. Yes, love it. But yeah, so should we do like a little back thing? Are we finished with this? Or?
Yeah, I think we're gonna round this one up.
Again, like I feel like we can just keep going forever with all this stuff.
But like, connect with people. Like, use the internet to connect with artists in your neighborhood or, you know, like wherever the fuck you live.
Yeah.
The internet will help you there. Don't meet people in their apartments, okay?
You could do
Stay public.
You could do a Google Hangouts thing.
Oh, Google Hangouts is awesome tip. We used to do that as well. Or just like have friends that are creative and fucking draw, you know, through Skype or whatever is cheap.
Exactly.
In Sweden, you can just call people and super cheap.
Limitless possibilities.
Exactly. Because I know that a lot of people are doing sort of Google Hangouts. And I'm not talking about like some amateur as well. Like, I'm talking about real professionals that are sort of like, we're going to do a Google Hangout. Whoever wants can join in.
Yeah.
And then you can actually draw with people that are awesome as well.
We should actually do this, I think.
We should. Maybe we can do a bigger hangout or something. Yeah, that would be pretty funny.
We need to plan it out. We are pretty busy people.
Yeah, but we'll try to do something. We'll do a live stream that we talked about, but we're also going to do this thing.
Yeah, because that could be fun.
Yeah. But to just summarize the whole, like, professional thing, it's not going to be so much about art. It's going to be more about routine, like we mentioned. Yep. It's going to be, what do I want to do? Like, what's the point of all this? Like, what sort of job or blah, blah, blah do I want to do? Do I want to be a concept artist? Do I want to be this? Figure that out. Then, what do I need to do to get to this position? And when do I want to sort of, you know, like, you have to set, like, some milestones. Okay? Step 1, figure that shit out. Like, within a year, I want to be working. You'll sort of know it through your work.
Yeah.
Like, judge yourself fairly. Don't be artist and be like, oh, my stuff is all shit. But it might not be on par with what you need to achieve. Okay? And then, set deadlines.
This is important.
Yes. Like, put it in your calendar. Draw every day. If you need to cancel one of your own set sessions, remember to do this very seldom, because the more you break this sort of calendar that you've set up for yourself, the easier it's going to get.
Yeah, you're going to break it all the time.
You're going to,
eventually.
So you need good reasons, and I'm talking like almost life and death stuff. Like, people will not understand always. You just keep doing it because they're gonna understand in time that this fucker is serious about what he wants.
And that's going to show in your work, and it's going to show at work if you go for that job.
And some people might just see that sort of ambition and maybe offer you a job as a junior.
Yeah.
You don't have to become a full artist. You can come in as a junior where they see potential, where you just show stuff that you sort of...
Yeah.
You can see when people are eager and sort of work a lot.
Yeah.
And also hold yourself accountable, okay? That's all I'm going to say on this subject now. Just hold yourself accountable for the stuff that you do. And like Robert mentioned at the end there, is like connect with people. Preferably people that are a bit better than you even.
Yeah.
Like even if it's like sort of scary to sort of draw in front of people. When I met some like really cool people, we had this like Tuesday hangout. Like 80% of them were like so fucking good. Like fire, you know, like came out of the back of my fucking head, you know, like...
Yeah, I was really... In the beginning, when I came, I was really discouraged. I couldn't draw.
Yeah, exactly.
It was really scary. Like,
but just go on a few sessions and then like...
Yeah, it just...
And the thing is,
doing it.
they don't even mind giving you tips, you know what I mean?
No.
They're not there to sort of be like, oh, well, I'm here to draw, I don't want to fucking talk. They're very nice people.
They're not hoity-toity.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
We're all artists and we sort of all understand the struggles. And it's for some it's easier.
Yeah.
And for some it's fucking hard. And it's fine. But find out what you're good at. Oh yeah, final tip. Find out what you're like good at, like really good at. I'm really good at characters. Develop that. But then find something that you're second, like you're not as good, but it's good enough to sell, you know, like to wherever you work. Like I can do really good characters, but I can also do like good backgrounds.
No.
And I'm pretty okay with vehicles. That could be your third thing. You know like what I mean? Like you have the thing that you're really good at. Because some jobs might only require you to do characters. But then like, oh, background guy, Tom is sick.
Yeah,
can you just jump in? Yeah, can you just jump in? And then you're the guy that's like, I'm not the best, but I don't suck ass. So you'll be that guy. And then you'll be dependable.
Exactly.
Like he's not the best, but he fucking delivers on deadlines.
Yeah.
Okay? So that is it.
That's it. Good.
Good luck.
Yeah. May the force be with you.
Sketchbook Hero! Skipping tools today
Yes.
and going straight to the retro.
Retro. Yeah. So today we're gonna do this really quick and fast and good. One of the biggest inspirations I think in our lives in general
Is porn.
Yes. No.
No.
This is something we're going to touch back on how this influenced our lives, I think, even more in our life story thing.
Yes.
But,
That is a derail episode, if not.
yeah, big time. But, yeah, just to come right out and say it, Street Fighter.
Street Fighter!
2V.
2V.
Yeah. Then,
Oh, no, we're not going to talk about just 2V.
no, but you did the...
Oh, that was
that's from
2.
the-
Okay.
Yeah, anyway, so...
Bakari aeru.
No, not
just
with the
kidding.
song. Anyway, so Street Fighter. We're talking about everything Street Fighter. If anybody knows this song, you know. That's all I'm saying.
I was like, one, maybe none of you.
Yeah. And it's funny because when I...
Let's start from the beginning, though.
Yes. The game.
Aktul's birthday party.
Holy fuck, yeah.
1990 something. He was turning something. Who cares? Okay, he had Super Mario World that sort of blew our minds. We thought it blew our minds.
Yeah.
And we played that for an hour. And then he said, oh, I also have this game. And he puts in exactly a violent fighting game we never heard of.
And
called
we were
Street Fighter 2. I don't know.
7,
It's below
maybe?
10. Yeah. Below 10.
Jesus.
And I think he was turning like, because he was older.
Yeah, he's
he
2
was
years
like
older.
2
so-
years or 1 year older. Yeah. I don't remember. Maybe he was turning 10 or something. I don't know. The 90s, the glorious early 90s, whenever the fuck the NES came out. And
Introduced to the game.
and he got it from the US because his dad had something. And he puts on Street Fighter. And we're like, I don't remember how many kids, 8, 10?
Probably. It was a normally birthday.
It just
birthday
got
party.
friggin' quiet. And then, if anyone's seen the Heineken commercial, we all just like, ah! Just went all batshit, okay?
I love that commercial.
Yeah, I love that commercial too. We all
stuff.
just went
Fucking ape shit.
fucking ape shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was the coolest thing. You could fight with
Shoot
awesome,
fucking
muscly
hot
men,
tokens
and you could shoot fireballs.
Tokens. And,
Yeah, and
love it. But yeah, so from there we need to move on.
yes.
That's where it all became pretty obvious that we were super nerds. After that, after playing the
Oh, yeah.
games.
Before we
many
move on,
times.
I had big glasses, and I can't even explain my hair. Like, if you've seen my profile picture on Twitter, that is pretty much me as a kid.
If you've seen Dumb and Dumber, it's Jim Carrey.
Yes, exactly
That's-
that.
that
That's
sort
what
of
I
hair.
looked like
Yeah.
with glasses. Moving on.
Big glasses.
Robert moves on.
Yeah, fantastic. So moving forward a couple of years, we finally discover anime. And I think this actually Street Fighter the motion picture or the movie
This
was the first
Street Fighter 2.
the Street Fighter the
picture.
movie, I guess.
Yes.
That was the first anime I saw, I think.
No, it wasn't.
Even before-
Freeman. No,
Oh, yeah,
Freeman
yeah,
was the
Freeman,
first
of
with the
course.
blowjob and everything.
Jesus, that
Totally
was
inappropriate.
Oh,
Yes, that was weird.
Sorry. I
Yeah,
totally lied to myself.
Yes.
Anyways.
So, but Street Fighter was better.
Yes. But it was one of those that you saw and you were like, holy shit, they can make really awesome movies
Mm-hmm.
that are cartoons. It's got blood in it. They're fighting. They're shooting Hadoukens.
And remember how well they fought? Like, it
My
was.
God,
it
still
was-
to this day,
Yeah,
it's one of the
it's still
best
like-
and most fluent fighting.
like hand
ever.
combinations.
Yeah,
and they
with
have
the
them. Oh,
Fei
man,
Long.
Fei Long,
Mhm.
right?
Oof.
Yeah. So if you haven't seen
so
Street
good.
Fighter the motion picture thingy, not the one with Van Damme, that's not the one I'm
No,
like the
I was gonna
anime
come to
one,
that
yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah, the anime one.
yes, the one from manga.
Yes.
Amazing.
God
So good.
damn, yeah.
And then, yes, obviously the Van Damme Street Fighter movie. We loved that shit too.
I think we did back in the. No, I don't think we did because it came when we were a bit older and it was garbage.
Yeah, it was
Because I
garbage,
rented
but I
it and
loved
we
it
just
anyways.
laughed.
I mean, we always reference the thumb, Zangief's
yeah.
middle, like amazing. But then Street Fighter Alpha,
Alpha, exactly. That was actually the
amazing,
one I was trying.
and that one I think elevated our drawing style a
yeah,
little bit
we
more.
went very Alpha there for a while, and
And then
it's really worth watching as well. So Street Fighter Alpha,
Yes.
the anime.
very very good. And then fast forwarding a little bit more to what Ilias mentioned, our super drawing nights were most of the
Yes.
time spent with both Champloo, but also
But
Street-
Champloo came later.
Yes, this one was first.
Yeah.
This one was VHS.
Yes, this is VHS.
Street Fighter
days, okay.
2 V, the show.
Yeah, the animated series or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Oh my god. Like,
The song I sang in the beginning that Robert
Yes,
didn't want to hear
there
was
you go.
that.
very, very good. Very bad. But anyways, like me and Ilias have always been, well, always loved the fighting. We always wanted to become super martial artists, and we did kung fu, and we did all this crazy stuff. So Ilias was always Ryu, and I was
Yes,
always
I
Ken,
don't-
for some reason.
We went for the generic characters out of all of them.
Exactly. And you know, even to this day, like seriously, if I find a T-shirt with Ryu on it, I have to buy it just to give it to you.
Yeah, I've gotten two so far. One is actually gone.
What?
I can't find it. Yeah, the first one you gave me with the... I don't even know where the fuck that is.
No.
I was looking through my clothes because it's a bit bigger.
Son of a bitch.
'Cause,
Because I
you know-
have the matching Ken one. Damn it. Oh no, we can't be gay together now. Damn it.
Yeah, that's how we do it.
Yeah. How are we on time? Sorry. Do we have 2 more seconds per?
No, we have 5 more minutes.
5 more minutes. Great. What is he doing?
This wasn't the one I wanted.
Dude, what the fuck? What the fuck, man?
Keep talking.
What are you doing?
Keep moving, man.
Keep moving. Yeah, so anyway, so we, I think Street Fighter has been a motivation for us, not just drawing-wise, but
No.
also in our lives. Just
martial
really,
arts.
Yes.
We did a lot of martial arts.
Yes.
Up until my 20s, at least, I did. Not 20s, and then... No, I've done martial arts until I was a little close to 30.
Yeah.
Like 27, 6? I don't know.
Yeah, for me it was different.
Just before kids. Yeah, so 26, 20... Yeah, 26, I think I stopped.
I stopped
entirely.
when I was like 18,
Yeah.
20 maybe. Yeah, and then I went over to breakdancing. That's
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
18. So, dancing took over. Didn't have to hurt anyone else.
Remember
but
when
me.
we played Super Street Fighter? And you got really mad?
Well, that happened many times, Elias. Which time are you
do you remember
referring
all
to?
of them? I'm referring to back then when you got mad. Like, I borrowed Super Street Fighter, I got a hold of it. Oh shit, I need to tell that story. When I was, whatever the fuck I was, my mom took me to this like amusement park in Sweden, Skara Sommarland. And we went, there was an arcade, and everyone was sort of driving the Sega cars and everything. And I was like, there's some sort of game like in the far back, and it's all like dark in there. And I go in, and I just see Ryu in his like fighting stance, like super well 2D animated. And you see like flashes and everything, and he's like gathering up this Hadouken like really slowly, and then does like a Hadouken straight towards the screen, and it whites out, and like Street Fighter or Super Street Fighter actually. And that arcade cabinet fucking scarred me, like it like etched Street Fighter in my brain.
Yeah.
And then I borrowed that game and beat Robert's ass in it several times.
Every time. Like,
Yes, exactly. He was garbage at any fighting game we played.
I was just gonna say that,
Even
yeah.
Turtles Tournament Fighter.
everything.
Like, he sucked so much. Like, it's like he
Still
had no
do.
arms, like, or finger. Like, they weren't doing what he was trying.
Even button mashing. Like,
Yeah,
nothing worked.
Nothing worked. You even had the turbo controller.
I know. It was fucking ridiculous. It was so bad.
So good.
Yeah.
Okay, let's round this off.
Yeah.
Now. But yeah, we loved Street Fighter.
It
And
made
the
us
music.
the people.
And the music
And the
was
music.
super good
Oh,
for the
yes.
first games.
Yes.
Played a lot of games.
I
Watched
love
a lot of cartoons.
Ken's theme is still one of my favorites.
Oh, it is super good.
But
But yeah, let's conclude this.
yes, so fucking love Street Fighter. Love all you guys listening. If you have anything that you want to ask us, whatever, sketchbookheroes.com, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter.
What is your Twitter,
My
Robert?
Twitter is Rob Ekblom, and same search on Instagram. You can find both of mine.
Yeah, and my Instagram is @IliasPatlis, and Twitter is exactly the same, @IliasPatlis.
Very good.
And if you like this podcast or hate it,
Please rate us.
rate us on iTunes.
Yes.
We really appreciate everyone who actually rated us so far.
Yes, and thank you so much for your comments too.
And the retweets that you've given
Yes.
us, thank you so much. We always appreciate that you retweet every episode so we can actually reach. On Twitter, I don't have that big a reach
Same here.
as I do on Instagram, but I feel that Twitter is the way to go on podcasting. So please show your support and reach out. We love to hear from you people. So give us a visit at sketchbookheroes.com and leave a lot of comments and love. And also, I would love to big shout out to King for letting us borrow the studio.
Thanks, King.
Always appreciated.
Who's the king? You the king.
You the king.
Yeah.
King.
King. You think.
Perfect. King heroes.
Thank you, Elias, for today. Why don't you make like a tree and get the fuck out of here?